Good afternoon. Today is December 23rd, and we are visiting with Janine, Fabienne, and Judson at their home. And it's really an honor to be with all of you today. Janine, when did you were telling me your parents sent a telegram to Mother?
When I was born, yes.
When you were born?
I suppose so. I don't have to know. I never had the confirmation of this, you know, I suppose. But it was the only way to correspond at that time, you know.
A letter would take a month.
Places, it would... there was... boats took half a year, you know, almost. I don't know that much, but, you know.
Yeah. And when did you first come to the ashram?
Oh, to the ashram, that was in 1950. Do you remember, Fabienne?
I think 67 or 8.
57?
Yes, something like that.
Uh-huh.
Or 56.
And can you recount a little of your first meeting with Mother?
First meeting with Mother was in the... Well, when I arrived, they put with the car from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
They took me to the gate of the ashram, and Mother was just coming in.
Oh.
In her car.
In her car, yes.
So she came down from this car, and she told me, "Well, I'm busy now, but we'll meet after this meeting at such a place. It's at the sports ground."
At the sports ground?
No, not sports ground.
Tennis ground?
Playground.
At the playground.
Uh-huh.
So that's what happened. I went to, I think they put me in Golconde, yes. I put my luggage there and all that, and then I went to the playground.
Yes.
And Mother was there, back from her tennis, because she had been playing tennis.
Right.
Then, that's what was. And well, she was in one of the classes, you know, one of the rooms. Yes.
That small room they had for her. Yes.
So we talked for a few. Let's say, I don't think it was no more than 5 minutes, you know, because she was terribly busy at that time.
Yes.
You know, she was running from one place to another.
Yes.
So that's how I met her for the first time. In between tennis ground and sports ground. It was a school.
And you had many occasions to see her afterwards.
Well, everybody saw her at that time, you know, because she was working everywhere all the time, visiting places, visiting farms around the town. She was...
You remember how silent it was in the ashram and the whole area? No motorcycles, no cars, only Mother's car,
yes,
I think.
Yes, but that was not so extraordinary at that time, you know. There were not so many cars here.
Yes.
So it was very easy to have a city without cars.
Yes, it was.
And then nobody in the ashram had any car, of course.
No.
They used the cars for the visiting the farms and all that. But you had to borrow it from the garage, which was in... Qu'est-ce que c'était?
Ouais.
Le garage de l'ashram, c'était... Comment ça s'appelait? Harpagon?
Harpagon.
Harpagon, c'était Harpagon, oui.
Yes, the car and everything.
That was Udar, I think. Udar
Et
was
c'était
running
Udar
it,
qui
huh?
était.
Yes.
Udar was in charge, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But that was not you said, in the 20s.
No, that was in the 50s. And didn't you ride with her sometime in the car once or something?
Oh,
Seem
did
to
you
remember.
go with mother in the car?
No, I don't think I ever.
No, you didn't.
No, because she went alone in the.
But you know where she went was to Ananda's Island.
Ah,
When they
Oh.
went on the
Yes.
boat, that was a nice, nice time.
you remember that?
Oh yes, I do.
Ah,
This mother gave me after I. No, it's more complicated, but anyway.
The mother's boat went. Mother's boat was with the peacock. Did you go?
yes.
That was for.
I went to the island, but not with mother.
So that was when there was Ananda's.
Ananta
birthday.
was there,
And
yes.
mother's boat had a peacock,
peacock.
you know, but the other ones were following and in other boats. And Janine's boats capsized.
Wow.
Ah, yes.
And she lost her ring.
Oh,
And I
no.
lost my
Water.
yes, the ring the ring
The
my
ring
mother
that
had
mother
given
had
The
me.
mother had
Yeah.
that mother had given you.
So
Yes.
when they came back, mother gave her this ring.
So I got
That's how
this
she
one.
remembers the whole.
Oh, how beautiful. Oh.
True, yes.
Who do you remember especially well in the ashram of the older sadhaks? Like
Oh, Pavitra, of course.
Pavitra.
Pavitra, yes.
Very
He
few
was
people-
directing everything, in
I
fact.
see.
Yes. He
And
was
Nolini.
And Nolini, yes.
Can you
but
tell us-
Nolini was more discreet, you know. I mean, no, not as a person, but I mean, Pavitra was everywhere at the same time, active all over the place, you know, in sports, in tennis, in exercise, anything. All the time, I don't know how he could do. And then, of course, he taught mathematics,
Yes,
sciences,
yes,
and all
yes,
sorts.
Ah.
He was also director of the school at the time.
Yes, he was.
Right?
Yes.
And then Janine was working with him upstairs. Janine was working with him upstairs in Pavitra's room.
Oh.
And that she can
Yes.
tell you about because the mother was walking back and
Oh yes,
forth.
that was in the morning. In the morning, we looked at the mail, of course, which had arrived. Mother opened the letters first, Quelle année?
She was staying at Golconda when she
I
came.
was staying at Golconda, yes.
And you know Mona?
I knew
Mona.
Mona, of course,
Yes.
Udar's wife.
Yes.
There's a girl, I can't remember the name,
We have been trying to remember somebody's name that used to help her with her dinner in Golconda. So she's referring to that. And we are not remembering the
Sutapa?
girl.
I cannot.
How is Sutapa is gone, right? I don't know.
Temi.
Temi, not Temi. A small girl like this, little, rather round.
Sutapa was coming for lunch and helping her with her lunch.
I see.
Or
Not.
Discussing or chit-chatting with her at lunch.
Yes, and also Gautam.
Gautam also.
And
Yes, Gautam, yes.
we
C'est lui le plus
we did a
régulier.
long interview with Gautam
Nice,
before he passed away,
nice.
Yes.
just a couple of years ago. Yeah. And we had a wonderful meeting with him. He showed us all the things Mother had given him,
Yes.
a whole house full of things Mother gave him.
Yes.
And he loves, he likes so much showing these things, you know. It's,
Oh yes, yes.
it was a pleasure for him to show this. Yeah, Gautam. Gautam was more regular, you know, every day almost.
Every day you would see him.
Yes.
Did you have any contact with Temi?
Temi, yes, but not for work, you know.
No,
We
not
just
for- just
met
to talk.
like this, to talk and all this. Was on very good terms with her, but we never had the collaboration, you know. We never had the opportunity to work together.
Who did you work with in later years in the ashram?
In later years,
When you came here, who were you working with?
let me see, je sais, ma mémoire est en train, my memory is fleeing away.
Janine translated Aurobindo's letters from English to French. You know, when she did that in Paris, of course. And then she worked with the people that printed the letters, the books in French. So people at the press.
Yes,
She worked with Christophe a little bit.
Yes, but there are more
That's
old ones.
even later.
That's much later.
Roby
Roby, yes, of course.
Very much.
His brother was his name, I don't remember.
Kanilal, yes, I think so, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. So she worked with the people of the press
Yes,
for
the
that.
press, I worked with the press.
What did you do at the press?
Correctly.
Correcting?
Correcting.
Proofreading?
Proofreading, yes.
And making sure everything was okay for the publication.
Yes.
English to French.
Yes, English to French.
English to French, yes.
She worked with Manoj, not worked, but had a lot of contact with Manoj for that also. Because he is in charge of publications and stuff.
Another contact was Satpan.
Satprem also.
Oh, can you tell us
Yes.
about your work with him? That's very interesting.
Not really, because he didn't talk too much, you know. So we don't have much to tell about what. Well, in any case, he did a lot of corrections and all these things.
Oh, he was working at the press also?
He was working everywhere. He was working at the bulletin. He was working at the press, and all printed matter in French. They were always a bit short of French-speaking, French-writing people. You know, it was at that time, in time of Pavitra, for instance. It was a problem, you know, each time.
Yeah, they didn't have enough French people to do all the proofreading and all the teaching and translating, you know. Never enough people
No,
to do
there
that.
is enough.
Even nowadays they look for French teachers anyway, you know.
You're always a bit short of French speaking people.
Now most of whatever was published in English has been translated to French, almost everything.
What about Savitri?
And she also translated almost the whole of Savitri into
Except
French.
the part translated
Except the
by
part-
mother.
Go ahead.
Translated by mother.
Yeah, she translated almost all of Savitri into French,
Oh my goodness.
but not the parts, of course,
Yeah,
that
but
had
mother
been
had
translated by
Mother
mother.
had translated.
And then the remaining few books are there that she hasn't finished translating yet.
No, but there's a new edition coming out, I understand.
Of mother's
In French?
translations.
Of mother's
in French.
translation.
Oh.
Yes, because they have found lots of corrections to be made.
Yes. And so, yeah, she has been busy with that in Paris, even though she was not here. She was doing it.
Yeah.
And did you must have known Monsieur André?
Yes,
Very
of
well,
course.
no, very well.
Very well, yes.
I got to know him very well also.
You did?
Yes, he was very kind to me.
That's good.
And interesting story. He came out to Aurobindo in those early days and would meet with a few of us. And at that time, there were two distinct camps in Aurobindo. One wanted to give the villagers everything they wanted, all the money they wanted for the land. Another one said, no, you do the right pricing and you buy it now. So we asked Monsieur André to go and ask Mother what to do. Mother wrote very simply, buy the land now. You do not know the power of greed. Today we're experiencing the power of greed.
Yes.
1 lakh for a small piece of worthless land that's in Oregon, and 10 lakhs and more they're asking. So Mother knew immediately.
She had a very practical insight also.
Yes.
Yes, so André was, her father, and I grew up in his house too, in Paris.
In
Yes.
Paris?
Yes.
Oh.
We were all together in the same house with Grandpapa. I call him Grandpapa. Right?
So you were there, you and...
Well, my mother, my grandmother Vanda, you know André's wife? Did you get to know her? No?
No, I didn't.
She brought me up.
Yes.
So all of us in Paris, yes. And were you ever here in Pondicherry when André was here?
No,
don't think so.
No. We were, in fact, we almost tried to never to go together. You see, so we corresponded about Ashram business.
Yes.
But I was in Paris, he was in Pondy, or I was in Pondy, he was in Paris. So we managed the business things together, but it was
Yeah.
yes.
There is an association in Paris called the Centre d'études Sri Aurobindo, means Sri Aurobindo Education Center. So there is a little center there that was created by André and started in his house. Now is in another house, but she was taking care of that when he was here, and he was taking care of that when she was here, and then So there was also some activity regarding the center. Somebody had to be there anyway. And I guess I was there too, to be taken care of by somebody, right?
Did you,
Maybe
you
they-
live on the boulevard?
We were,
Place?
you know where the Arc de Triomphe is, you know, in Paris?
Yes, sure.
So there's 12 avenues coming
Right,
out, so in one of those avenues.
Yeah. I had seen all the places Mother lived.
Oh no,
They-
she
Oh,
this
didn't
was
live in
about
that
that
one.
one.
She didn't live in that
No.
one. They took us to 3 places where she had lived, with Morrissey, and the
Yeah.
last place was that beautiful little
House at
house,
the
yeah.
end of the garden?
at the end of the garden.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. So, yeah.
Well, you were lucky because you cannot go there now.
No.
People have completely locked the
Oh,
place. They don't want anybody to visit their garden.
You
Well,
have to squeeze in, just like when somebody gets in, you
That's
just
what we did. Exactly.
yes, but now you cannot even do that, you know. I
really?
think, yes, it's worse. Yes.
It's locked and everything.
They've locked everything. Well, I don't know. I've not been there for
a lot.
past 6 months, so may have changed it.
Do you remember Amrita?
Very well. It's very far away, you know. I think I met him only 3 or 4 times. My first trips there, maybe, probably, and then he died when? Do you know exactly?
But you could.
Anyway, I never talked to him. Yes, yeah, I was close to him.
You could tell us a little of Roger.
Of
Roger.
Roger.
Roger Anger.
Oh, Roger, I hardly knew him.
What are you doing?
Oh,
Ah,
I met him 3 or 4 times, that's all.
Well, actually, yes, because we met him in Paris, you know, casually. Purna moved here, then we got to see him less because we used to meet him when they were together in Paris, right?
yeah.
So she moved here and we stopped seeing him. Then he moved here and Janine was coming not that very often, staying not that very long. So after that, she didn't get to meet him that much, actually.
No, well, he was, most of the time I was in Paris and he was in Bondy.
Here.
In fact,
Yes,
he was
yes.
here, yes.
I was staying here, so like that I got to meet him more, but she wouldn't have met him that much.
And then he lived in Aurobindo for a while.
And then he lived in
Moved to
Aurobindo.
Aurobindo.
Yes. But I don't know, she had good experiences in the group. They did yoga and
What do you mean,
Here,
in the
when you
ashram?
were
Yes, yes.
she enjoyed that a lot.
Oh,
I liked very much, yes. And even sometimes Pranab organized a special
Group for her to
for
join.
me.
oh really?
Yes.
Oh.
With 4 or 5 girls who came every day to you know, to help me with my exercise and all that.
Oh, isn't it?
So it was,
That's it.
you know, they have all the groups and they have a non-group, and so this was the special non-group.
Yes, I like the non-group. It was in the years 2000, non, pas 2000, 1900 quelque chose.
Dates. Let's
Dates.
forget dates.
Let's forget dates, yes.
Around 1960, 61.
1960.
I think so.
That's right.
That's when he came to America.
That's what it probably came to Paris.
Yes. So you knew him?
Yes. I met him at least 2-3 times.
And apart from that, she was working at UNESCO. You know that, no? She was
UNESCO?
working at
Yes,
UNESCO. That's where she had her career in France. Different posts, like selecting teachers that would go to underdeveloped countries and needed teachers, so they come with their application. And then you have to select which one would be the best. Interestingly enough, not necessarily with their qualifications, but also their capacity of stamina to withstand, working in a foreign country that might be a tropical climate. So you have to select the people according to
Where
that.
was that work?
That was in Paris at
In
the
Paris,
UNESCO.
UNESCO in Paris?
Yes.
Yes, the center is in Paris. The central office.
And I'm sorry, you were mentioning something about Savitri that you are reading, or you are...
Yes, we are doing twice a week with Aurobindo. Explorations in Savitri.
All right. And where does that happen?
It happens just around the corner
Wonderful.
at H.P. Rama's house.
Okay.
He's built a new house there. Do you know Raichura's house with a big circle?
Okay. Oh, yes. I
Yes,
know.
yes. It's right near there.
Okay.
Yes. So you're most welcome to come.
Thank you. That would be nice.
We do it tomorrow at 5:10,
All right.
but that's a lot of stairs to walk up. So
Right.
we may have the basement working within a month or so.
Okay,
But
good.
right now it's 3 flights.
Okay. But it's not in the Circle House.
No, it's number 22,
22, nice.
Rue du Bassin,
De
Richmond.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Maybe we can drop by.
Wonderful.
Usually we spend time with her in the evening. If we free
Thank you
ourselves.
so much,
You're welcome.
Janine. To hear her also.
And Judson.
And you must have many experiences that you haven't shared with us.
I can share anything you want. I'll
Well, that
be
would
glad
be
to.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes. Well, see you.